after all those storms comes sunshine. Now we are only in March and it is still a little bit cold, but spring is definitely coming and it's time to crack on with the pond restoration. I've done a quick whiz around of the farm and the bulbs that we planted 3 weeks ago are still in. There's no signs that they've been dug up, but they haven't poked through the soil yet. But then that's not unexpected as they were really, really late. But the main thing we're going to do today is really crack on with the pond, which is up this way. There it is in the distance here. And we're going to do some cutting back and we're also going to get some plants in. So we have two main jobs. The first is something that I continuously am doing, bramble clearance. This whole front section of the pond still needs coming out, so we're going to crack on and do more of that today. This is the tiny bit of the pond that we have already done. So this was all bramble thicket, all across here. So we have cleared out all of this section, and you can see the grass has come back really well. As I said last time, this tree that we chopped has really sprung up all these canes. We've got some lovely little, oh, aren't they? They're really, really soft. They're lovely. Are they catkins or are they buds? I think they might just be buds, but they're very, very nice. But I kind of do need to cut them off because you can't see the pond because they're in the way. Here is the edge of our pond that we started to plant. You can see some greenery, but you can see even, oh my goodness. Look. Ah. Frog spawn. Okay, that has made my day. There's not a lot of it, but there's one clump here and then there's another clump here. Oh, that is brilliant. Guys. Frog spawn! I'm ridiculously excited over frog spawn, I know, but it just shows that there is wildlife here waiting to come. That has given me tons of energy to get cracking today. So, bramble clearance, looking at frog spawn, and before I forget, I'm also planting today. So, this time of year, March, is a really good time to go into your local garden nursery and pick up loads of kind of over spring flowers. So these were deemed over. These are polyanthus, and they were half price. But you can see they're far from over. Look at them. They come in these handy little sort of pouches that I can just plant the entire thing. So I don't have to worry about, you know, taking them out of pots. Obviously we have got some plastic here, but a couple of plastic trays is better than all these plastic pots. So I picked up 60 polyanthus for £20, half price. So now if you need to do big projects, now is really time to get in and buy on bulk. So I'm going to plant these all around this area. There'll be a really nice early flower for the bees, and they'll also come up year after year after year. So I'm going to get started with some bramble clearance and we'll see how we go. Well, there is a passing shower and the sky has got a bit grey, and so we're going to just stop here and we're going to just wander back towards the car. In fact, we might run back towards the car and have a cup of tea and some shepherd's pie. Well, it was only a brief downpour, and as you can see, it is sunny again, which is very, very nice. I was thinking about that frog spawn, and it actually probably won't survive. And that's because the pond, as you know, it's overgrown and very, very shaded, which means there's not actually a lot of plants or oxygen in the water itself. There's also mallards, and there's a moorhen who nests. And so they are all threats against the tadpoles. And also when the tadpoles hatch, there's not going to be a lot of places for them to hide, and then stuff for them to eat. But I mean, it's no massively bad thing, because it just means that they won't survive this year, but I know we have some frogs. So in the coming years, we'll know that there are frogs to come, and then next year, of course, we'll have built up the ecosystem. And I mean, mallards and moorhens and coots and things aren't great for a wildlife pond, but provide enough vegetation and make a kind of a well-rounded ecosystem, and everything can kind of fit in. So that's kind of what I'm aiming to do. It looks so pretty here now the sun's come out. Not that it didn't before, but I'll give you a little spin. That's the line of cloud that we just had with the rain. It's our neighbour beyond that fence. Here's our pond. So you can see that I have made some headway with the bramble. I'm going to keep on doing that this afternoon and just do as much as I can, and then get these primulas in. And the primulas are going to go across here. But for now, I'm going to crack on. So I've cleared away quite a bit of the bramble. Obviously there's still loads more to do, but I want to crack on and do some planting. So I've got these lovely polyanthus. Now I was going to get primulas because they're kind of a more native species. I like the primrose, but these polyanthus will do just as well. They still are really, really good for the pollinators, and they are perennial, which is the main thing, so they will come back year after year after year. Now I've got 60 of plants of these, which look a lot in the car, but when you get them out, when I start to spread them out, you'll see they don't actually go that far. But one of the things I think when it comes to doing stuff on large scale and doing stuff on sort of a big landscape basis is just get started, because only the most wealthy and the people with tons and tons of helpers can just afford to do a project all in one go. For the rest of us, it's kind of a bit here, a bit there. But certainly with plants, the sooner you get them in, just like trees, the sooner you get them planted, the sooner they will grow. And with these, the sooner they will pollinate and self-seed and sort of spread across here. And I can add to them in years to come. So the main thing really is just to get them in. So I'm going to place out all of the 60 and then we'll start planting. I want to aim for a kind of a naturalistic sort of setting of them. So I'm going to put some in groups, then a few just randomly placed, not too organised, more as if they'd actually just come to the landscape by themselves. So let's get on and do a little bit of planting. That I did that planting early because I forgot how long it takes to put 60 plants in. I must say though, the soil is really nice. The brambles haven't filled it with weeds or roots, and it's damp and it's full of worms, which is great. So here we go, from a bramble thicket that was basically brown and horrible, there's a little woodland garden. So I put 60, as I say, of these polyanthus in, and I've actually put some around the pond as well. So I put some right over there because it kind of then draws it across. So you can see they're in sort of groups and clumps. And then if we walk around here, this bit I think is very pretty. I've kind of put them around this fallen log, kind of down this bank, as if they're going down to the pond. And then some where we had those whips coming up, some at the base here. We're not going to get rid of this piece of log or the other one, so they look really pretty. Now, of course, they are in their prime at the moment, and after a couple of months they won't be in flower anymore, but it does mean that next year hopefully these will all survive, maybe produce some seeds as well, but certainly in the clumps they're in, they'll grow bigger and bigger, and then I can divide them, but I'm hoping they'll seed themselves as well. It's also worthwhile remembering that anywhere like this you're going to have wildlife, so we'll probably lose some to nibbling bunny rabbits and deer and things like that, but I certainly think, considering that was just sort of this brown drab bramble patch, it now does look really pretty. Very happy. Obviously we're going to have to carry on cutting this bramble back, but for now that looks very, very nice and a start of things to come. So the last thing of the day to do is to pop across to the Wildflower meadow and put in a few more seeds. It is quite well established already. If you don't know about it, it was first sown in 3 or 4 years ago. It's a 2.5 acre field. We only sowed a very small plot, and then every year the field gets topped, but apart from the Wildflower meadow patch. So the Wildflower meadows are left to seed and spread the seeds. So it's gradually widening and going across the entire meadow. But when I was cleaning up at home and doing a bit of a clean out, I found a couple of big bags of wildflower mix that I must have been gifted in the past. Where's my other dog gone? I don't know. Oh, there she is. She's way off in the distance. Yeah, so I was gifted these, and they're out of date now, but I might as well just throw them down. Now, they're not completely native. There's some zinnia and stuff in there, which, you know, it's all for pollinators, so it's all probably pretty positive. And I doubt things like zinnias are going to take over anyway in our climate. So I'm just going to go pop into the Wildflower meadow and, oh, I've got a fly in my eye. Thanks, fly. And set these seeds going. It's always a bit disappointing at this time of year when you come across to the Wildflower meadow, because it just looks like nothing's there. But of course, it isn't, because they're topped off and then they don't start growing again until probably May sort of time. So thank you for following today's farm vlog. We got quite a lot done. Let me just give you a little squiz. So here we are. Wildflower meadow central. You can see it's quite boggy. And this is the strip. So the slightly greener strip here is the strip that's done, and the green is all those oxide daisies and things. So I'm going to go and use the last hour, 45 minutes, an hour, just spreading some more seed. Thank you, as I said, for following the vlog today. It's been a productive day. It's been great. If you like the video, please, as always, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. It helps support this farm and get it going. And if you're on Facebook, please come and join Brimwood Farm's community group. But for now, I shall say a fond farewell. Bye-bye.